Hey guys, Nominating Reaper here. So I just watched the Netflix World War II miniseries The Liberator, all about an American regiment comprised of like cowboys, Mexicans, Indians, you know, groups of people who would not even drink in the same bar together because of the racial tensions, yet they fought alongside each other against a common enemy, the Nazis. And the series charts the 157th as they go across Nazi occupied Europe. Now, you've probably heard about this series because it has the unique idea of taking this World War II story and doing it animated. Well, I say animated, as it looks kind of like a Scanner Darkly, the Philip K. Dick adaptation from a few years back with Keanu Reeves. Uh, I assume they may have done a similar thing to that film where they filmed it all for real and then hand drew over it. Either that or this is footage done for real or was just given a filter to make it look hand drawn. Either way, it looks impressive. And there are some really beautiful sequences. It can be a little jarring at first. There are kind of a few points in the first episode where it's kind of distracting, but once you get used to it, it is absolutely stellar. And the battle sequences are really good as well. You know, there's they're very gripping stuff. They're very tense, and you don't know whether or not the Americans will come out on top. And in some of the situations, they don't. They're like pinned down by the Germans, and yeah, the acting was really good as well. I would say voice acting, but I mean the footage looks too real for it to just be pure animated. So yeah, the actors all do a really good job. Particularly the guy who played Major Sparks, who then becomes a colonel in episode 4, and he's very good. He's he's commanding and he's got that commanding presence, but he has that more human angle to him as well. And yeah, you can say that for all the soldiers as well, but Sparks was definitely the standout for me. And I like the character of Coldfoot as well, who starts out as a guy who he gets into fights basically over things that he thinks are wrong, and and when he meets Sparks, he then becomes a better person and a more heroic soldier. Yeah, overall this series is really good. The standout episode though, well, all the episodes are great, but the standout is episode 4. This is honestly the show at its most bleak. It makes for a really great ending because this is only a mini series. It's not like a full length series. It's only 4 episodes. But episode 4, right from the start, we have a German soldier being hanged and accused of being a traitor to Germany. And then later on in the episode, we see the Americans find one of the concentration camps. Specifically, Dachau is the one they find. And well, right from the start, you can tell it's not good because the first thing they find is all the bodies of the victims that have been gassed just piled into the carts of the train, and Yeah, and yeah, they do encounter the prisoners at the camp. One of the soldiers refers to them as like stick figures because of how skinny they are from being starved and made to do deconstruction through work. It's pretty harrowing. And then it goes into like more murky territory as we deal with the consequences of, well, we've seen the atrocities the Germans have done, but the rest of the episode after that deals with the consequences of the atrocities within the 157th. And yeah, it does get its happy ending, but but obviously it's a fairly turbulent route to get there, which does make it feel earned in a way because it doesn't just have the soldiers come back as heroes; it has them come back as quite the opposite. And then at the end, we get like a nice little tribute to the 157th, and we learn a bit about what Sparks went on to do after, and both learn about all the honors that the 157th got. And it's just a very nice, like, touching episode. Yeah, and overall, I would highly recommend The Liberator. If you're a fan of like World War II and you're like into that period of history, then you're gonna love it. And yeah, overall, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Simply just because the animation can be a little distracting at a few points in the first episode, but it's fairly easy to get used to. And once you do, it is some great viewing. So yeah, those were my thoughts on The Liberator. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Did you like the hand-drawn look it had? Let me know all that down in the comments. I should hopefully get one more series reviewing by the end of the year for the Queen's Gambit because I've heard good things about that, so I'll have to check that out. So yeah, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.